Have you ever had a problem with lag like this? Let's take a look at a mod that'll help in finding it. Hey! How's it going? And welcome back to a series about Rails. We are having a few issues still with lag, so in this episode we're going to be looking for where the lag is, because I do a lot of editing to take out some of the lag that we can see with the trains, and it was suggested that I should look at a mod called LagGoggles. And of course, in the last episode we worked on the awesome logistics system which allows us to request items at one station, and the system will automatically work out which provider will give us some items, and we'll go and send the train off to them. It's working pretty well so far. But let's get started. So while I haven't converted everything over to use the new logistics system yet, we're here at Tree Farm Island, in the little station area underneath the island. You can see some of the lag problems we're actually having in the pipes here. The oak wood is a little laggy when it tries to go through the pipes. And we just have moments where it just sits there and waits something in the process in the background. Now, what we're actually going to be doing in this episode though is we want to try and find out what's causing that. Now, the biggest problem of course is I can't always reproduce it every time. But if we press the key, which I've mapped to 0 for LagGoggles, you can see we've got this option here of profiling for a certain amount of time. So we can increase and decrease the amount of time that we profile for. And of course, the longer you profile for, the more chance you're going to have of finding issues. But of course, you do have to wait the whole time for it to do it. So what I'm actually going to do now is I'm going to profile for about 60 seconds. And hopefully we'll get this happening in the background. We will profile world. This will slowly count down. You can use the world in the background, but they recommend not to, because while you're loading things, it's going to make other problems occur. But the good thing is we're seeing the lag right at the moment, which will mean that hopefully when it's finished profiling, we'll be able to see where the issue is. So let me leave this to run for about 60 seconds, and I will be back in a moment. Okay, so we're just about finished here. We're down to the last few seconds, and it will lag for a moment. So there is a little bit of delay while it works out everything, but you can see it's highlighting all the blocks that are causing lag, and it shows you how many ticks per second it's taken to actually run it over that 60-second period. So obviously some of these blocks here where it was using and filling up the blocks are going to be heavily used. You can see that they're very red. So what we're looking for is things like this. A can't detect item really shouldn't be taking that much processing power. We can see that something in here is taking 74. And you can see all the stuff here at Tree Farm Island is all highlighted because everything is going to take a little bit of ticks per second. We can go up to here and look at all the various things that are here. So you can quite quickly see that some of the lag is caused by even just the tracks here are causing quite a bit. But really these numbers aren't that bad. You know, they're not great because they are red, but they're not that bad. If we go back into 0 though, and we go analyze results, it'll bring up everything that would cause an issue during that profiling time. For example, we've got one of our computers somewhere took 13 seconds to respond. So if we double click this guy, it should teleport us to it. And it seems to be a computer which is located here. Oh, okay, so the one that is in the 500 area, that's where we are now. We're actually in the 500 that we built. And go into here with the lights. So just that flickering of lights is actually causing quite a bit of lag. So we could probably turn this guy off. Turn it off. And now it won't connect, it won't flicker the lights, but that should fix some of our lag. We can then bring up 0 again. Once again, go to Analyze Results. This is the same information we had before, it hasn't updated with the new information. But we can then go to this guy here, so something to do with pressure pipes, I'm assuming. Let's have a quick look. Where's this? Quite know where this is. It looks like, at a guess, this is the smeltery. The gold smeltery. And this will probably be the high pressure input. Ah, yes, the creative fluid source. Now what I was doing there was I was taking the lava from here to fill up the various smelteries that we have in the gold smeltery here, and it looks like that they're probably all full because we're not using it, and this guy's trying to take out, put somewhere, and it can't. So let's turn it off, and that should at least fix up 8 seconds worth of TPS. What else we got here? So if we go back to our analyze results, remembering of course that we haven't updated it recently, let's go to this logistics sorter here. Where are we? Okay, so this is the charcoal station. Richmond. Oh. Ah, yes. Okay. Yeah, so we've got a small problem there with the charcoal. If we head out here, that guy's full. And I think I turned this guy off because he wasn't using, or we weren't actually needing the charcoal at the time. Yeah, so it's completely full, which of course is why all of these are taken up. Probably means we just need to turn off any more production. But it does look like the logistics sorters are a bit of a lag on the... I wonder if we could put another lever in there. So if we grab a lever, if I stick that maybe... No, I can't really put it there. I'm going to have to put it back here, I think, for now. Maybe there. I think that should turn it off. Well, let's put it on low signal. I think low signal turns it off. Yeah, hopefully. Let's move on to the next thing. Although we might actually send, we could probably send this on its way, which will then, these guys here look like they've taken quite a bit too. So we send this guy around to the station. Of course, it's out of stuff, but at least that will stop these guys also taking lag, because of course they're trying to insert into chests that currently they're currently full. So they will be taking a little lag, because every time, every tick goes past, they've got to go, oh, is there room to put something in there? No, there's not. But they don't do anything else, so it takes a lot of lag. So let's go to the next one though. So we've got another one here. Okay, it looks like this is the same place. Not entirely sure where I am specifically. We have, it's a logistical sorter. Can I just try it again, see if I can get a spot for it? No. Okay, so where are we? Yep, definitely at charcoal. Yeah, it looks like a lot of problems here. This guy. No, not with the vines. Let's head inside. Quick look and see what might be happening. If I can actually get down there. This floor. Oh, it's very red. This area is really bad. In fact, when we look up there, you can see at the top here, pretty much at sky level, it shows you where the lag has been caused. So you can see this little area, these two chunks take a lot of lag, and that's because we've got so many of these machines. So let's just turn some of these off. We'll go into here, and we'll hit this onto high, which should turn it off, I believe. In fact, it's full. Of course, because they're full, because the stuff down there's full. So, yeah, let's turn some of these ones off. And that way we can... don't have to worry about having a lever there or anything. We just put them to high and halve the amount of stuff we're doing. Quite a few of them. I might do this, a few more of these off camera, just so you guys don't have to sit here and watch me do it all. Next one we'll be looking at will be, well, there's our smelting factory we're just turning off here. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of smelting going on. And then we've got another logistics sorter, which I'm not mentioning really. But I'll let this finish and catch you on it. Okay, so it's not as great as it could be, but I have made a few changes and it looks a lot nicer. In fact, if we have a quick look at the analyze, definitely a lot nicer than what we had. We've still got them here, but only at 80s, in the 80s and 90s, which looks a lot nicer. Now, what I've actually done to do this is we turn off the results here. We still have the wood going into the smelters, which might be part of the problem. But you can see that I've added a red ally wire, set all these guys to be only activated on high signal, and then down the end here I've got them manually controlled on and off. So if I hit the on button, all these will turn on and start processing stuff. Not quite sure what happened to the sound. They'll start processing the ores, making it the charcoal. Another thing I've done, I'm going to turn that off though. Another thing I noticed was that we only had advanced transporters here. And of course, if these guys were backed up for any reason, they would only be pulling out at probably about 2 per time. And it meant that these were just sitting there waiting and trying to get rid of their stuff. So what I've done is I made them ultimates, which means they are pulling as many items as possible. I put a lever here to control this guy, and I had it flip the wrong way, which is why we were still inserting things. But as you can see, it should be a little less laggy than it was before. We can go into here, and yeah, it's still pretty high in places. Most of this is just because it's either probably got some wood waiting, and because I've added this guy here, and we could potentially process what's left and let it finish things off. You can see all the mobs running around downstairs too. So it's a lot better than it was before. We're not having as many of the dodgy laggy bits that we were seeing in the past. So I'm going to put a big thank you in to Grok the Duck Farmer for suggesting I take a look at this to see if I can fix the problem. Link to his channel is down below. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the episode here. If you enjoyed this episode or found anything of use, leave a comment down below telling me what you enjoyed. If you're new to the channel and like trains, Minecraft, computers, any of that sort of stuff, hit that subscribe button. But otherwise, have a great day and see ya!